feel closer by your side. When I see your city cry, nah, never let me to take a bow, but never on me when I was down. But yesterday I was falling, no one makes me feel nice. But yesterday I was loving you, I was loving you. And yesterday I was loving, no one makes me feel nice. But yesterday I was loving you. You say, nobody like me, but I can't forget the time that we lived. And you say, that I'm not the rest. Forget about you, my love never left you. You say, nobody like me, but I can't forget the time that we lived. And you say, that I'm not the rest. Forget about you, my love never left you. Ah, 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 my love never left you. Ah, 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 my love never left you. Yesterday I was loving, no one makes me feel nice. But yesterday I was loving you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Sports Euphoria podcast. And it is Wednesday, so that means one thing and one thing only. It is Waiver Wire Wednesday. Yep, Waiver Wire Wednesday. I say that because most waivers for CBS, which is a lot of the leagues I am in, run Wednesday night into Thursday. So, hence, Waiver Wire Wednesday. I know some for ESPN and other websites or custom leagues do run earlier, but we do it Wednesday for Thursday. So here we are. I'm going to give you my top three for certain positions, as well as other players that may or may not come up who you might want to drop, as well as preview Thursday night's football game. I am going to have my co-host, one of my co-hosts, Connor, come in, and we're gonna have a nice episode today. Should be a little bit of a shorter one for you guys. So yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. And if anybody hears me answer questions, if you're listening to this on Apple, Google, Spotify, anything like that, I do go live on Twitch, twitch.tv/sports euphoria. So I do engage with people viewing. So if you do hear anything like that, it is on Facebook and or Twitch. So that's what that is. With that being said, I do just want to say, Quince, thank you for the follow. Q, if that's okay. Appreciate it. And hey, Connor, what's going on?
How's it going?
It's going, man. It's going. How's your fantasy weekend?
My fantasy weekend went pretty good. I won in my main league, so that's all that really matters. I'm 4-0 now. I needed Austin Eckler to score 4 points on Monday night, and he did do a lot more than 4 points. He scored 30 for me, so that was great.
Nice. I was down by like 45 with Herbert and Keenan Allen, and that didn't go well. So,
Yeah.
but lucky you. Lucky
Yep.
you. I'm 0-4 in one of my leagues.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't want to
Oh,
talk about
wow.
I did finally
rough.
start I did get the top score in my dynasty league though finally, because I had your boy Saquon Barkley. So,
Yeah. Like 30
top fantasy running back.
last week.
Just saying.
Yep.
So, as I said in the intro, this is the Waiver Wire Wednesday. And we have to make sure that we are picking up the right people. So, with that being said, this was a very interesting week. Definitely had some injuries.
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery is one of those people.
The biggest injury
For
for
sure.
fantasy, probably.
For sure, definitely. I could definitely agree with that. So we'll start with running backs real quick. There's not many out there that are getting lots of touches. So when
Yeah.
one that was getting touches goes down, kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I think running back is the most scarce fantasy position
Next to
in
tight
all
end,
leagues. Yeah,
and next
next
to
to tight end. Yeah.
it's just yeah. But we'll start. We could start with some running backs, depending on how your leagues look. If you're like me, I have Mike Davis and Miles Sanders. Those are my two starting running backs.
Uh,
Because
yeah.
decide in my big league, because we decided to go zero running backs. We do have Travis Kelsey, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, Justin Herbert. So like we have a good team.
Yeah.
Just we could be 4-0 if we had a running back. It's as simple as that.
And
Um,
if you were trying to trade for a running back, I would suggest right now trading for Najee Harris. This is the week, and then nobody that owns him is going to want to trade him. I feel Najee Harris is the number one target. Him and Saquon, both of
well,
them
I was
have a
trying
lot of.
to do a Stephon Diggs for Saquon straight up. Maybe
Oh,
throw in a Mike Davis, maybe throw in Miles Sanders, but try to get Saquon for Stephon Diggs.
yeah.
That's
I
what I
should do
was
the
trying
same
to do.
trade.
Because the
I might
guy,
be able to.
because the guy who we would trade him to has Corey Davis. Like that's his top receiver. Not saying Corey Davis didn't
Yeah.
have a good game, but if they play a better defense, he might not do what he ddid.
Mm-hmm.
So he has Najee Harris and he has Saquon Barkley. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You get a nice, good a top running back in Harris. You get a top receiver in Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have Corey Davis. We give you Mike Davis as well. Figure
Yeah.
you see what happens, but I don't think it's going to go through. But we're going to make a move for probably the top waiver priority, and I have him. I tweeted him out as a top running back to get in waivers, even though he's above the 50% threshold I look for, and it's Damian
Uh-huh.
Williams because
Yeah.
it's a
Good.
big injury. It's a sprain. It's not. He didn't tear anything, but a sprain is a minor tear. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a medical expert, but everything that I've ever known it to be, it is a minor tear or minor tears. So
Yeah.
he had a phenomenal start to that game too
Oh
against
yeah.
Detroit. He rushed for everything over 100 yards, had 2 touchdowns. It was a great game.
He had 2 touchdowns fast too. I think.
Um,
If I'm remembering correctly.
Phenomenal game. Um, so now I think if Damian Williams can be the Damian Williams he was for the Chiefs, I think you're in good shape. He is a receiving back. He's 29 years old. He hasn't hit the 30-year-old threshold mark cap hit yet, like where,
Mhm.
the running backs tend to decline in age. Um, he's a high priority for me. Personally, in my
Yeah.
one league, I'm going to try to make a hard play for him. It's free agent. It's the auction bidding. So we're going to be spending some cash for him, but then we're going to try to trade the owner of David Montgomery for David Montgomery for when he comes
Ah.
back from injury. So we'll have that handcuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. We're just dropping Robbie Anderson for him, so it's something special.
Yeah. I mean, Robbie Anderson, even though his targets are going up, it's only because CMC is out.
Yeah. So see what happens with that. But
Yeah.
so
Damian
Damian
Williams is
Williams,
the number one. He is the number one.
I
And
also
there should be no
have.
questions.
Oh no, for sure. Depending on what leagues you're in, if you have Damian Williams, good for you. You should always technically have a handcuff to a top back. And David Montgomery is a very good running back, so you should always handcuff him with the backup. For when this happens, you're not out there scrambling trying to hope you lose that week so you get top waiver priority. Or if it's the auction process, you're not spending a bunch of your free agent auction budget. So,
Yeah.
but number two I have, which I had before the news came out, was Alex Collins out of Seattle on a short week. They play tomorrow against the Rams. And by the way, Chase Edmonds had 112 rushing yards or 120 rushing yards on 12 carries. Just saying. Chase Edmonds, not the greatest of running backs from running back perspective, at 120 yards on 12 carries.
Yeah,
Kind of
he's
creepy. Connor took those touchdowns, but that's neither here nor there. You should already have Connor after last week because he's just going to get touchdowns in standard leagues. I don't trust him in PPR. But I have Alex Collins. Chris Carson apparently has a neck injury.
oof.
And Collins looked good. He had the same amount of touches and got more production from those touches.
Carson hasn't practiced at all this week too, so
And they
it's
play
gonna be a
tomorrow.
game time. It's a
So,
game time decision. So
yeah, it's probably with a short week, they'll probably just give it to Collins rather than hurt Carson too much. But
yeah,
you're not going to spend a crazy amount of your budget for Collins. Somebody may already have him just because, again, you're handcuffing Chris Carson. And if you're handcuffing somebody who gets between 15 to 20 touches a game, or if your starting back gets between 15 to 20 touches a game, you should primarily have their handcuff if they're a top 12 or top 15 running back, in my opinion. Now, you probably saw this game if you watched it last week because it was your team, the Jets, which I did give you credit to yet on yesterday's episode. I did say you called it.
yes, sir. And I'm
I
gonna call it again. They're gonna win again this week
okay.
too.
Now you're on something. I don't know what you're on. I don't know what's going on. But I did say in the episode yesterday, I was on the Stack Attack podcast last Tuesday, and I
Yeah,
said this is the game that Zach
Zach
Wilson
Wilson.
goes off. I said he's going
Mhm.
to, in their podcast, I said he's going to throw for 300 and get 3 touchdowns. My man threw for 297 and had 2 touchdowns. Couldn't have gotten any closer. And I
Yeah,
said also it's a revenge game for Corey Davis, so expect Corey Davis to have a big game, and he did. And if you would have listened, I called it.
I do
I
remember
mean,
saying it. I
in
do remember.
in DFS stuff, you're probably playing Zach Wilson and Corey Davis in DFS. You're not playing them in your season long fantasy games because you're not going to have Zach
Mhm.
Wilson. You're going to have Corey Davis, but you're not going to have Zach Wilson. Not this year,
Yeah,
at least, unless they play the Titans 16 games a year, 17. But I
yeah,
have Jeremy McNichols as another running back to keep an eye on. Now, I don't know if that was just because a lack of no AJ Brown, no Julio Jones, and they needed somebody, and they didn't want to like overuse Derrick Henry because he had a nice chunk of change in catches. It is purely pretty much a PPR pickup,
mhm.
but McNichols had a good game from a PPR perspective. Just saying, pick him up. Derrick Henry has over 500 rushing yards already this season. He's the bell cow. It's clear McNichols is the backup. So I'm just saying he's 7% owned in CBS leagues. He's probably around the same in ESPN. I'm just saying pick him up for a pure handcuff standpoint. I just think you want to just
Yeah,
pick him up. Not saying Derrick Henry's going to get hurt. He's a freak of nature. He's
yeah,
massive, and the guy just takes such good care. Like, the guy's just a freak, and
yeah.
you
I
can't get
mean,
hurt when you're not getting tackled. So,
yeah,
um, I only have McNichols on here for the simple fact of I don't know how you feel about that, just because Henry is such a workhorse running back that if you need somebody, or even if you need somebody in deeper leagues, 14, 16, 18 team leagues in
yeah.
PPR, he's somebody to
McNichols,
look at
he
just
is
be,
popular.
I mean, because Henry's going to get his yards too, but if Julio Jones and AJ Brown are out again, or one of them's out and one's playing, I expect
Mhm.
him to have a little bit of a bigger role because I don't think they trust
Yeah.
their other receivers.
Mm,
But
yeah, Tannehill wasn't really trusting his receivers a lot in that game. I think he like trusted like one
and the
back.
Jets defense is good. I thought maybe the Jets would have tried to get Stephon Gilmore, but the Panthers are just loading up. So
Yeah,
it is what it is. But that's all right. My Giants are going to sign Jalen Smith, so it's all good. They should at least. I thought they should have drafted Jalen Smith, so this is just the opportunity to finally friggin' sign him. Anyway,
yeah,
next running back. Now I typically do 3 for each position. I didn't do kickers this week because sometimes I do kickers. It's hit or miss. But another running back I only have 4 this week because Damian Williams, just you have to throw up there with the injury to Montgomery, is Brandon Bolden. The guy put up like 15 PPR points in,
yeah,
in PPR games against the Bucks. Like, he had 9 catches, I think. He's James White.
yeah. He basically is just
I
a.
I mean, he's only 9% owned in CBS, and I really just think he's basically James White.
I could check for you right now in Yahoo how much he is. Um, he is 6% in Yahoo too.
Yeah, so
So
he's under 10%. He's going to be under 10%. I don't, see it going, anywhere else other than that.
Yeah.
So like I said, it looks like he's the James White guy. If you don't want to pick him up, I get it. I understand. They have a lot of running backs. They could always use a lot of different people. Belichick's always been like that. Even when they had, Stephen Ridley as a running back, he was the guy, but you just never knew. Things happen. It's different. You
Yeah.
know, it, it's hard to. Oh my gosh, the Devils are losing 3-0. Yikes. Um, to the Rangers. Anyway, it's a sports podcast. We're just doing a fantasy football episode. So if I can bring up hockey, I'm going to bring up hockey. Anyway,
We could
um,
bring about Yankees losing too.
yeah, it's all right though. It's at least that New York team made the playoffs. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
um, after being down by like 15. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
and not destroying their pitcher's future. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
Degrom, new manager.
Subway
Oh
Series loss.
man, God, what's that? 27 World Championships. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I got you there.
All right, back to football. All right.
So that's the running backs. I have Damian Williams top priority. You're probably going to spend I don't say any more than 35% of your fab budget if you have it. Collins, McNichols, and Bolden. You're probably going to have to spend maybe 5 to 10% on Collins because now that people are going to see after the game he had with the same production with the same amount of touches as Carson that he could be the handcuff or is the handcuff.
Yeah.
McNichols and Bolden, I don't think you have to spend much, a couple bucks, and you should be fine. Depending on what other people have, if somebody had James White or had another like JJ Taylor, they might be more inclined to pick up Brandon Bolden. So just be mindful there. Next, we'll go backwards half a step. I'm gonna go quarterbacks. I'm gonna start from the bottom of my list and go to the top. Three
Okay.
guys I got. Two of them have the same last name. The first guy's
Okay.
Mac Jones. Look, I get it. Okay. He's not getting touchdowns all the time, and I understand that. But I like what he showed against the Bucks on Sunday night. I get it, the cornerbacks were terrible, but their front seven can still get pressure. It was raining like hell. It's very hard to throw a wet ball. My man played his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
He looked nervous, but I like him to stash him away if you need him. They got to play the Jets. I'm just saying. They gotta play. They gotta play Miami. I'm just saying, and Buffalo. They're probably gonna have to throw the ball a ton.
Mm-hmm.
If you're streaming during bye weeks, take a look at Mac Jones. If you just drafted one quarterback, take a look at Mac Jones with who he plays when you're starting quarterbacks bye week, and go from there. Do not rush to add him. I do like him if you have room to stash him. He showed he can play. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I don't think there's unless in my league's different though because I have it's only 10 person. Like I have Joe Burrow available. I even have Tannehill available. But
Oh,
if
scoop him up.
I don't need him, I have Pat Mahomes, and I'm just gonna wait until Pat Mahomes' bye week, and I'll pick somebody off the waivers. That's how I do it in this 10-man.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So I mean, I just don't feel like I need a backup quarterback. If I could
Gotcha.
just pick up if Tannehill's still available, I'm gonna pick him up.
Yeah. Because
Um,
once those receivers come back, he'll be fine.
yeah. Um, but if you're in like a 12-man or even more than that or whatever, you could definitely use Mac Jones on a week if you need a quarterback, or even if your quarterback doesn't have the best matchup, Mac Jones could probably give you like at least maybe even 20 points. So
For sure. You never know. I mean, the guy's gonna have to, throw the ball a lot. They're opening it up more and more to him. He
yeah,
he looks the best out of all these rookie quarterbacks so far. He's been the most
yeah,
consistent.
and the Patriots are a pass first offense.
Yeah,
So
they rushed for -1 yard on Sunday night against the Bucks.
yeah,
So, and if you don't have him already, just saying, it'll be in the preview episode.
keep him looking out for him.
Look for Jacoby Myers. If you have him, start him as a flex. He's getting double-digit targets. The guy's going to score a touchdown at some point. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I get it. He has over 100 touchdowns or 100 catches and no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Tough, a.k.a. Seba. I know it's you. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Devil's Boulevard, thank you for the follow. For anybody listening, these are some of my gaming friends. This is also an esports podcast as well. Seba is a cracked god at Valorant. However, he is now playing New World. as well as Zach playing New World. So if you like New World, you know, you can watch them. It's gaming. It's came out by Amazon. Pretty kind of cool. Anyway, um, I never said you were a cracked god, Zach.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zach's
that's what you're
terrible.
saying. That's what you're saying. Yes, 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 yes. I get it now. I get it now. Anyway, however, he is a crack god at TFT. Anyway, oh, and Connor is talking trash too. But anyway, back to sports. Second, I have Taylor Heineke. Dude, he's
He
30%
is
owned in CBS.
he's 13% rostered in
He,
Yahoo.
he's literally, so I don't know, you were probably started doing fantasy when this happened. A couple years back, I won a fantasy football league with Blake Bortles as my starting quarterback. Now, that's because the Jaguars were so bad. Blake Bortles just got garbage time points, garbage time yards, garbage time touchdowns. Taylor Heineke is not necessarily getting garbage time stuff, but he's Bortling. He's Bortles. He's pulling a Bortles. He's just he might be this quarterback of the future for Washington.
Yeah.
I like him. I said it yesterday in yesterday's episode. I think he take another draft pick. Don't waste on a quarterback. You have Heineke. Dude, the guy, he almost won you a playoff game last year.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, he's a good quarterback. And fantasy wise, in my league, he had first week rough week 12.58, but next 3 weeks all 25 plus. So
yeah, I have him in my dynasty league. My dynasty league is a super flex. Excuse me, a
yeah,
super flex. And for anybody who's not aware, super flex, the super flex position allows you to play either a running back, wide receiver, tight end, or a second quarterback. It is not a mandatory 2 quarterback league. However, quarterbacks tend to typically get you more points. So you
yeah,
typically tend to lean towards quarterbacks playing. You do not have to start one though. So I have him as my backup. I had him and Jimmy G. I traded Jimmy G to the guy who had Trey Lance because he lost Ryan Fitzpatrick. And now I lucked out because I have the next starting quarterback for Washington.
oh
Guaranteed.
yeah,
And I have him, dude. My starting quarterbacks in that league: Daniel Jones,
uh-huh,
Jalen Hurts,
uh-huh,
and Taylor Heineke.
uh-huh. All three quarterbacks,
Eh,
maybe they have a bad week once in a while, but they're all pretty consistent with their fantasy points. They all
And
put up at least 15 plus a week.
yeah, and that leads into my number one priority. I have Daniel Jones, dude. The guy threw for 402 yards
Yeah,
and they gave him the second touchdown. They gave him that touchdown to John Ross, the one where I think they were ruling it as a fumble. I don't know if you saw that
yeah,
pass, if you saw that play.
yeah. I saw that. The Hail Mary ish play,
Yeah,
not Hail
where
Mary,
he caught it and fell and
like a
then he
streak.
fumbled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that touchdown, but he threw for 402 and 2 touchdowns. Like
mhm,
he has, and the offensive line looked good.
yeah.
Dude, they played the Saints. The Saints actually are a good defense with a good front four. Dude,
I
he
mean,
carved them up. He completed
yeah,
70% of his passes. He had the interception, fluky as it may be. He had one, but that's 2 turnovers, Connor, in 4 games compared to the 48 he had in the 20 other games.
yeah. I mean, he's not a fumble machine anymore.
You just jinxed it. I swear
He's
to God, if he fumbles next week, I'm coming for you.
all right. But he's been taking care of his turnovers. So I mean, that was his biggest flaw in his game.
He could always make all the throws. He has the arm talent.
Yeah,
Last year he topped off running faster in game than Lamar Jackson before
yeah,
the turf monster tripped him.
yeah,
Like it's so mind-boggling to me because I'll say it again, and I said it a couple episodes ago, and for the past few episodes, as easy as the Giants are 1-3, they could just as easily be 3-1, if not 4-0, if he doesn't fumble against Denver.
yeah.
Just saying, more likely 3-1, but
Yeah, they could be 3-1.
it's not. I get it. It's not a if this, if that. If I was 6'5", I'd be in the NFL. Or if I was 7 feet tall, I'd be in the NBA. If dude, he
I
looked
mean,
so good.
he looks very good this year. I mean, Giants in general, they should be 3-1. I mean, look at all their games that they've lost. They've lost by like what? I mean, the first game against Denver, 27-13. I get that. That's 14 points. But Washington, you lose by 1
Yeah,
because of an offsides call.
which wasn't an offsides, by
And
the way.
Yeah, and then against New Orleans or no, against Atlanta, you lose by 3. So, like, it's
4 points. They lose by 4 points in 2 games. 18
yeah,
points over 3. I mean, I get it. You won by 6 against here, so I understand. But
yeah.
just think about it. Like, that's incredible. Like, I get it. You still got to get rid of Gettleman, and I want them to hire Lewis Riddick. I really do. I think he's the guy for the job. But I like Joe Judge. I like what he's doing. Jones showed you he can play, and dude, because as from fantasy perspective, and even just real NFL perspective, he's going to keep drives alive with his legs. Saquon is looking healthier, so now you have to both not just respect Jones keeping it in RPOs, run pass options, or just run options, whatever the case may be, however you want to look at it. He can do the RPOs with Saquon, where he either lets Saquon keep it or pulls it away from him. And now that Saquon's looking good, you have to respect that, or you have to respect Daniel Jones. So it's like, which one are you going to get burned by?
Hmm.
But by doing that, now if he decides to pass it, you have somebody else not as many people in coverage, because you might have to bring 2 people down to respect both Saquon and Jones. It's actually, to be a Giants fan, I'm actually super excited right now. And I'm going to get into why I'm going to be excited when we transition to receivers, which is right now.
Oh, we're going straight to receivers. All
Well,
right.
we hit running backs. Do you have a quarterback you want to talk about? You have another quarterback?
Nah, nah. I mean, nah, not my league. I mean, my league's just different. So
I mean, if in 10-team leagues, even in 12-team leagues, if Tannehill has been dropped, pick him up. He does not have 2 top receivers in the NFL on his team right now.
yeah,
And Julio's still got to learn the offense, still has to learn the it's going to take time. By the end of the season, Julio's going to be doing Julio things again. I really do believe that.
yeah.
AJ Brown's a freak. He'll be fine. Pick him up. He will be just fine.
Yes.
You have no other quarterbacks.
I have no other quarterbacks to talk about now.
Okay. We're going to transition to the explosive offense the Giants are about to have when all their weapons come back. Okay.
Oh,
I'm just going to say something right now. We're going to start from the top.
are you going top to bottom? All right.
So, no, I'm just saying we're going to start at the top of the Giants receiver list.
All right.
I'm going to start from the bottom because I'm on the Giants from my waiver wire priority. But I'm going to.
Okay.
So you got Daniel Jones, you got Saquon, right? But we'll just go skill position. So you have Saquon Barkley. You then have Kenny Galladay with a very good game. Finally looks healthy, feels like he's getting into his own. Okay. 2 people were missing this game: Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard. Now, Slayton has not performed like he was his rookie season, but he's still a threat, can stretch the field out, take the top off of a defense. He's still a very good player. Again, that's another one. If he doesn't drop the catch against Washington, some drops, but not everybody's perfect. So Galladay, Shepard, Barkley, who did I say? Slayton. Okay, what's that? Like 4 or 5? You
Yeah.
also have, just because you have to still respect his speed, even though he can't catch the ball and had a fumble, Evan Ingram. And then you have Kadarius Toney. Dude, did you see his run after catches yesterday on Sunday?
I did not. I did not
Oh,
really watch a lot of the
oh,
Giants game
I want you to YouTube it
right now. All right.
right now. While I'll talk while you're looking it up, and you can look at it and you'll know exactly what 2 catches I'm talking about. Some of them aren't the craziest; they're just normal catches, but you'll know exactly what 2 I'm talking about.
Okay. Week 4 highlights. Okay.
Okay, so they have Kadarius Toney, and Connor's taking a look right now. You could YouTube Kadarius Toney, Saints highlights, catches, whatever the case may be. It's like a 2-minute video or whatever, maybe 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Anyway, the kid's a burner, and they drafted him with the 20th pick in the first round. The kid out of Florida. Okay, he fights for yards, and he is shifty enough. He's a Sterling Shepard-esque receiver, so he's going to be that slot guy. He's going to run across the middle, but he can also take the top off of a defense, be one of those speedsters like Deshaun Jackson type person. Shepard's not as fast as him, but Toney can still, he's still shifty. And as he works on his footwork, which he already has good footwork, and he expands his route tree, I'm telling you, kid's going to be good. The receiver class from last year and this year, disgusting. Just the speed. And I'm biased because I'm a Giants fan, and I don't care. The man in the open field has moves.
I just saw one play, the 3rd and 18 play. Jesus.
That's a 3rd and 18 play. There's a better play after that.
All right.
But the kids the Giants have a lot of weapons. I'm saying pick up Tony now because if he has another good game, it's going to cost you more. If you can stash him, I would say stash him. Because once Shepard gets injuries, he can get these nagging injuries throughout the season, and that just leads Tony to play more. So just be mindful of that. If you have the ability to stash Kadarius, I say you get him while he's cheap and you stash him. I called him last week again on the Stack Attack podcast that he was going to have a good game, and he did. 9 targets, 6 catches for 78 yards or 70-something yards. Did you see the catch? Did you see where he made the guy? Okay.
It's at 2 minutes right now.
Okay. It's coming. Guy was just incredible. God, I think they even slowed down at one point.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
They slow it down.
I see it.
They slow it down, I think. If you're watching the same one I watched, they slow it down. He stopped on a dime. Connor, on a dime.
Yeah.
He's scary talented with his footwork. Get him the ball. That's why they were trying to do certain like little crafty plays with him the first couple of weeks. But now they're like, Jason Garrett's like, I got to save my job. We're giving it to Tony. He's going to make me look good. But yeah, so I don't know. That's why I like Tony. Anyway.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that may have been one that Gettleman got right too, even though I wasn't crazy about it initially. Anyway, do you have any receivers before I go on to the next guy?
I have one, but he is not playing at the moment. I'm just gonna have one that is coming off of an injury.
Mike Thomas?
No. Rashad Bateman.
Ah.
I have high hopes for Rashad Bateman. I feel like he could really do some damage, and he could maybe be the one that wins you your fantasy league this year. You just got to keep an eye out for him. If you have an IR spot, maybe you put him on your IR. Just keep an eye out for him.
I have Marquise Brown in my dynasty league, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely. I don't know if you had a chance to hear the last episode, but yesterday I was talking about how he had those drops in week 3 against the Lions. But he came back with that difficult catch and had to go full extension last week for Lamar against the Broncos. And he did. It was his only touchdown in the game. He still got some yards. But Marquise Brown, the two of them, going to be a problem. Now,
both of them, yeah.
You want to hear? So in my dynasty league, and I'm going to refer to this a lot because it's a dynasty league, so it's a lot different because you can keep these players. And then next year we just draft rookies for 5 rounds. I'm 1-3. However, I do have like 600 and something points. I lead the league in points against. I've gone against the highest scoring teams first 3 weeks of the season.
Okay.
Somebody a couple weeks back dropped Rashad Bateman. I spent $81 to get him. I now have Marquise Brown. Did you ever see my team for?
I have never. You only put it up on stream?
I'm putting it up now. It's on stream. So I told you I have Jalen Hurts. Told you that I have Daniel Jones. I also have Saquon Barkley. I also have Cortland Sutton. I also have Chase Edmonds, which hasn't been the greatest of picks, but he averages me 13 to 17 points because of PPR.
Yeah.
I also have DK Metcalf, Marquise Brown, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts. Now, again, folks, Dynasty League. You keep these players for a long time. Kyle Pitts just turned 21 today. Cortland Sutton. I did have Jacoby Myers. I didn't want to trade him, but with the injuries and stuff, I'm like, I may as well just get Sutton. I think I lost that deal, but it is what it is. Heineke, Wayne Gallman, Bernard Scott. Now, I have J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, the backup for Pittsburgh. So I have 4 people on the IR. The next guy is Travis Etienne, who I think when he comes back next year, he's going to be starting over James Robinson. Oh, by the way, Emmanuel Sanders, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Marquez Callaway, Elijah Moore, Mike Gesicki, Kadarius Toney, and Rashad Bateman.
Okay.
Dude, my
I
team,
think your team is built for the future.
I could be the Patriots of fantasy football. If Saquon goes to any other team, he's a stud. It doesn't matter. He's just going to be a stud. Chase
Yeah.
Edmonds, I'll probably end up getting a rookie running back, but I do also have J.K. Dobbins next year, as long as ETN, as well as
And
ETN. So it's not that my running backs this year, I'm in a bad spot, but dude.
Yeah, you're built for the future.
Dude, if Jones can just show you that he can be Mr. Consistent, Jalen Hurts is almost basically a top 12 quarterback, I think, every week.
Yeah.
My team is, I mean, I do have Samaje Perine, which helps right now because Mixon's hurt. We don't know how long.
Yeah.
I mean, Wade Gallman is If Mike Davis goes down, he got some, but that's not even what I'm worried about. I just drafted those guys because I had to, it was 25 rounds.
Yeah.
And then I picked up Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, your team is built for the future. Geez.
Dude, somebody dropped Marquez Callaway. I picked him up. I'm like, what the hell is this? I got Elijah Moore.
You have a lot of rookies.
And I can even trade some of my players for draft picks in other rounds, for like future draft picks. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, as we digress in this episode, we got to stick to I don't want to make it a 2-hour episode. I have Kendrick Bourne. So you said Rashad Bateman, who I think you should get. You should get him. He's designated to return. I don't think they put him on another 3 weeks, right?
No, they didn't. He said he's we'll see for return next week. So.
Okay, so it depends on whether, because bye weeks start. Not this coming week, next week, week 6, I'd say they start. So, which they're starting later, I believe, because of the 18 week schedule now. 17 games teams are playing. But he's definitely somebody to hold on to. If it's a keeper league, I would say hold on to him. If you drafted him, I know leagues are weird with picking players up and things like that. With keepers, if you have a dynasty league and nobody somehow, some way he's not there, pick him up. You never know. Some people might not realize they're in a dynasty league, so they may have forgotten. So just look at that. You got anybody else?
No, that's my main one.
Okay,
that's my main pickup.
I also have Kendrick Bourne for New England.
Uh-huh.
I like him a lot. He's kind of like their big play guy. He did well. He played well in San Francisco. They spent some money on him here and there to sign him and bring him over from San Francisco. But I think N'Keal Harry hasn't done much. Their tight ends, you just don't know. Yeah. And Mac Jones, I think the 2 top target getters are honestly Jacoby Myers and Kendrick Bourne. I really do. And Bourne's just 3% owned. Just take a look at him if you have people that are not performing and you can drop somebody for him in deeper leagues. Some leagues have a practice squad spot, so this way you don't have to worry about that whole IR issue with people on IR or not in IR and keeping them in an IR spot so you can hold on to somebody else. I am in leagues with a practice squad spot, so this way you can pick up somebody and stash them on your practice squad, which I like. Definitely take a look at Bourne if you're desperate and come bye week time. I think that's somebody to keep an eye out. He does have some big home run ability, so who else? And then I guess the new number 2 for the Rams?
Van Jefferson,
aka Vance. I don't know what happened to Robert Woods. I have no idea. I don't know if maybe him and Matthew Stafford don't like each other. I have no clue. I don't know if there was like a USC Georgia thing. I don't know. Don't know. But if you have Woods and you want to drop him, you could look at Jefferson.
Yeah, I think Jefferson's probably gonna be your best bet.
He's 23% owned in CBS leagues, probably around the same in both ESPN and Yahoo. Just take a look if you're playing in
Yahoo, he's
12
only
team league.
9% owned.
Yeah. If just take a look if you're in deeper leagues.
Yeah, if you're in deeper leagues, you definitely should give him a look because in my league, he's dropped 17 plus in 2 weeks, and he's getting targets. He's getting six targets a game,
Yeah,
averaging around like
just
5.
look at him. Like I don't know what's going on with Robert Woods. I don't know if they're trying to save him for later in the year when people are just trying. Like I don't know. But if you gotten burned by Robert Woods, take a look at Jefferson if you want. If you have other receivers that just haven't been performing that well, that you know to have really seen, um, just
Uh,
get Jefferson. And also somebody else I just thought of, Jamison Crowder is another one.
yeah, if Crowder didn't get picked up, I mean, he just showed you that he's back to his old self.
Well, he's going to be a PPR monster. That's somebody else to pick up. If you have these other receivers that have not been performing well, that you took in higher spots, or just draft in general, or I'm not saying you're starting Vance over Allen Robinson or Darnell
Yeah,
Mooney, but I'm just saying
if
take
you
a
need a wide receiver.
if you need a receiver, especially with bye weeks coming up, take a look. Um, then real quick, we'll go tight ends. We'll start from the bottom again and work our way up. I'm not a fan of the guy I have uh, on the bottom. I have CJ Uzoma. Um, he had a
I'm
good
not
game for the
not.
Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I know he had a big game. I'm not really. Tight end's the spot where there's least amount of people that are going to give you points. So
Yeah, I mean, I like Uzoma if you're not dropping him for Kyle Pitts, you're not dropping him for Dalton, you're not dropping like the hot guys from the Cowboys. I mean, I still probably like Blake Jarwin. I like both Eagles tight ends over him. Like, but if you had Gronk and you
yeah,
need to pick somebody up, look at
mm,
CJ.
I
Another
mean,
guy that I like, and I know when he finds them as tight ends, he really tends to rely on them. Excuse me. Is Carson Wentz in Indy? Zach Ertz had done well with him, but Mo Alley Cox had a nice game. Um, Super deep sleeper, but when Carson finds a tight end, he does use them. Michael Pittman's been inconsistent, but he's been getting targets. T.Y. Hilton should be coming back at some point. Um, but tight ends, I am very big on tight ends because they can win you leagues and they also win games in the middle of the field in the red zone. They're a big body. They're typically a little bit quicker than a linebacker, slower than a safety, but they're just a big body. They're going to be bigger than some safeties and corners and stuff like that. So I like Mo Alley Cox.
um,
He's also 1% owned. Not many
yeah,
people own him. Jack
he's
Doyle, I
1%
believe,
owned.
is like the top guy, but I think, he's somebody to take a look at because I don't think Doyle's been doing anything this season. So maybe they found the guy.
Mhm.
And then next I have Max Williams in Arizona. He had another touchdown. It's
Keep an
still a
eye out for him.
it's still a crapshoot, like with him, because there's just so many other weapons on the team. Edmonds, Connor, Moore, Kirk, Green, Hopkins. Like again, coming by weeks, if you had Gronk and you didn't draft another tight end, take a look at him. You never know if you start him on somebody's bye week, you know, he could get you a touchdown.
He could.
Do you have any other
He's
tight
probably
ends?
no. I'm not. I don't have any like tight ends that I would like. I mean, if you had to pick up a tight end, you'd pick up one of those three. Other than that, I don't find any like standing out. Um, should we go on to defenses?
Yeah, we can go into defenses real quick. You have one you want to start with?
I just myself. I picked up Minnesota. this week. I had what did I have last week? I had Cincinnati last week, and I just dropped them. I was like, no, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna pick up a new defense every week. That's how I usually play it in this 10-man league, anyways. So
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I
I
hear you.
picked
You're streaming defenses.
I picked up Minnesota. They're playing Detroit. I mean, I don't expect much from Detroit.
Yeah, I
So
have them as a top waiver ad as well.
um,
I have the Raiders as well because I believe the
and then
Raiders are playing Pittsburgh. No, they're not. Are they?
um,
No, they're not.
uh,
I forgot who they were playing.
they're playing the Bears.
The Bears. That's what it was. They already played this.
And
They already played the Steelers.
who else? Who else?
Um,
New England. New England's also defense because
New England's another good one, but I think they have a
other
tough matchup this week, don't they?
they have the Texans.
Oh, the Texans. I think they were high. Though they were 80% owned in CBS, so I didn't even put them in there. That's why.
Yeah.
And I have the Chargers as well. Sneaky good defense. They can get out to a quick lead.
Mhm.
So therefore, they're going to try to be forcing teams to become one-dimensional. They're very opportunistic. They did have a pick last week against Carr. I think they may have had two picks. I think they just had one. But talented team, good defensive line, good safety, all around. I just think that they're just going to get ahead so much with the talent that they have that they're going to force teams to try to come play from behind, which can both hurt you and help you because either they're going to play prevent defense and like be soft, play softer so they don't get beat over the top, but it could also force a team to throw the ball, more completions, more opportunities for them to get interceptions, more sacks, things like that. So, nothing super crazy. And kickers, I mean, they're
Don't worry
kickers.
about those. If you need a kicker, pick up a kicker. That's on a team that could score points.
Yeah, or teams that can't score points, teams that have trouble getting in the end zone.
Yeah,
That is
that.
not Carolina. Could be
Mhm.
Minnesota. Detroit's defense is pretty good. Could be Minnesota. Probably pick up the Packers, Mason Crosby if you have to. Um, Young Ho Koo against the Jets. The Jets have a very good defense. They might have some trouble scoring points in the red zone. Um, McPherson for Cincinnati. They might get into the red zone but not be able to score. Cincinnati's defense has done well. Rodrigo Blankenship as well as another kicker. These are just types of people that would be able to do something if need be. So don't. They're. I'm not just. Kickers can win you leagues. Kickers can win you leagues. They can. I know they can. I've seen it before. I think there was just a kicker last week. Didn't they get 20 points or 2 weeks ago? They just kicked all field goals. Like it's disgusting.
I know the Bills kicker had a lot of points the one week.
Maybe that was what it was 2 weeks ago or something. I don't remember. Or even this week, I think it was. Craziness. But anyway, that's waiver wire part. I do want to just preview real quick Thursday night's game. And then I'm also going to be having my money line bets, not money line bets, my money bets with the spreads and everything like that coming out as well. But real quick, tomorrow's game is the Rams Seahawks. Oh, I don't know. Think Robert Woods does anything? I don't know if he does anything. Is my co-host there? Did he sneeze? Hello. Hello. Did his internet may have crashed. All right, sorry about that. His computer shut down. Hello.
So
All right, he's back. Sorry about the stall and the quietness. We're back. I was just previewing Thursday night's game. I didn't say much. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. Um, uh, if you have him,
may have just crashed again. All right, so his computer just went down again. He probably was going to end up saying if you have Robert Woods, if you have somebody else to start over him, start him. Corey Davis, I would start Corey Davis. He's probably low on flex now. You could start a Galladay over him. If you want to take a shot, Darnell Mooney or Allen Robinson, start over him. Other than that, you're going to start Kupp. Henderson. Michelle was in the doghouse for a fumble, so I like Henderson. He had a very good game. Seattle can give up some rushing yards. You gave 89 to Trey Sermon last week. You're going to start Stafford. He's probably going to be playing with a vengeance because of how they just got poo-pooed on against the Cardinals and little Yoda. So just take a look at that. I like the Rams to win the game in general. Seattle, you're going to start Russ. You're going to start DK. Look to start. If Carson's not going to play, which I don't think he is, and you're able to get Alex Collins, I don't know if you want to start Collins. Their run defense is very good. If you have somebody else that you could start, I would probably rather start Sanders or Mike Davis over Alex Collins. I really would. You're definitely starting Kareem Hunt. You're definitely, even Damian Williams. I'd probably start Damian Williams over Alex Collins. That's kind of like where it is. Chuba, I start. If you have Chuba Hubbard, start him kind of thing. Maybe Lockett, but with the star receiver and Ramsey playing a lot of slot, I don't know. He's their over-the-top guy. So Ramsey plays a weird role. He doesn't shadow. It's not like he's going to be on Metcalf. He could be covering Disley. He could be covering Freddie Swain. A couple different things. So just, you're probably going to start Higbee because tight ends are weak. I like Higbee a lot. You're starting him over anybody on the waiver wire. You're starting him over, Max Williams. Those guys, you're going to obviously start Higbee over. But should be a good game overall. I think Stafford, he's a top 12 quarterback this week, I think, because he's going to be playing with a vengeance to show them that, everything's all right. But yeah, I do like it. I think it's going to be a good game. It should be very entertaining. All the Thursday night's games have been very, very good and very, 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 very entertaining. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to try to see if I can get my buddy Zub on with me this week to go over the betting and go over bets. Maybe in the preview episode, I might bring him on later. I might do my whole episode and then maybe just do a special betting episode, a shorter episode that would come out afterwards, completely separate from the preview episode. So this way you guys don't have to listen to like 2 hours or possibly an hour and a half of something. But anyway, guys, it's Waiver Wire Wednesday. So those are my picks. It's on my Twitter page and with a percentage they're owned. If it's on CBS, be sure to get your stuff in tonight. If you listen to this tonight, if you listen to it tomorrow, maybe you can see who was dropped. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Twitter is sports_euphoria. YouTube is sports euphoria. Instagram is sports_euphoria. We'll be looking to do more bets. I did not put a bet on last night's game for the Yankees. I did put a bet on the game for tonight. So let's see who's winning that real quick. Nothing crazy, small little bets, but I want to be transparent with you guys. Okay. That's very good for me. That's all I'm going to say. If you are looking at the stream, the Cardinals are winning 1-0. But yeah, guys, I appreciate anybody who comes by again. I'm going to be looking to pump out an episode on Friday. Maybe I can get one on Saturday, depending on what I'm doing. Friday might be a little bit later, might be a solo episode. I'm going to be going out with the missus for dinner with some friends. So we'll see what's going on. I'll try to get a preview out at the latest on Saturday if need be. But guys, I appreciate you guys listening as always. Drop a like, drop a comment. Everything's on YouTube as well. Twitch and the VODs. Like I said, Instagram, Twitter, interact with me. I want to be able to even try to have people call in. I do have a number that I can share with you guys that I can put out and you guys can call in and maybe we could figure something out. But anybody who listens, it goes a long way. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good fantasy week. I do kind of want to sprinkle in some other sports talk as well. Maybe do like a recap type thing on a Friday or Saturday of how the week goes with hockey, basketball, everything like that. So we'll see. It's going to be work in progress. You may see other people on or hear other voices on the podcast depending on what's going on. I want to try to, like I said, be able to branch some things out and do a couple different things, from fantasy to baseball to basketball to hockey. I want to bring on different people with their areas of expertise and see what's going on. But guys, as always, I appreciate you guys listening. Have a great night. Have a great day. Enjoy, and let's win, baby. Later.